Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HCW's Indie UK review. I am Frozzy, along here with DP, and we will be reviewing Purpose Wrestling Invaders Must Die that DP attended on Friday, the 23rd of September at the Merton Arts Space in Wimbledon. How was it, DP, as a show?
Altogether, as a show, it was very good.
Good stuff. And you're okay yourself, yeah? I mean, we did one of these not too long ago, so I'm guessing not much has changed. But...
I mean, other than my gripe with TFL, yeah, it's fine.
Did you manage to actually get home before 2 a.m.?
It was 1 a.m. this time.
Oh,
If you see my Twitter, I was walking the streets of London by St Paul's area, so I was by the cathedral.
Right. Oh, no, I was long asleep by then. Yeah, long gone. I had an early night, well, what's classed as an early night for me last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I was messaging you, actually, and then I was like, right, I'm going to sleep.
Wishing me while you're going to sleep, what?
Maybe I was dreaming, who knows?
Fair enough.
So we started off with the opening match on the card, being Rex Armstrong and Connor Mills, if you'd like to take us through this one, DP.
Of course. So based off the graphic that you'll have seen before, on the overlay, you would assume that Chris Armstrong is a heel, or at least I did anyway.
Yeah.
But when he entered, everyone is roaring in approval.
Yeah.
He's really over, which is surprising to me. I personally don't know the guy. This is my first time seeing him, so this is his chance to impress. But yeah, Connor Mills is the established heel here, which I should have realised going into it because of the whole Rev Pro stuff. But yeah, so before the bell rings, and then it rings again for whatever reason, and Connor proceeds to just leave the ring. Match done. It's over.
Oh. What?
There's some kind of technical glitch. I don't know what happened. But the bell does ring twice. Connor leaves as a joke and then comes back.
Ah, right, okay.
Before I
was very confused.
Before I get into it, we'll go through the usual stuff that we're trying to do now, and get your prediction on the match.
Rex Armstrong.
Okay. So after that, we get a lock up. The first part of the match is back and forth. So we get a shoulder tackle from Rex. We get arm lock Connor. We get a reversal from Rex to give him the upper hand, so he gets out of the arm lock. We get technique from Mills, so that little arm twist, drag, handspring, somersault thing, to get out of a wrist lock. Followed by a drop kick. We got a head hold, which keeps Rex in check. We get a suplex brainbuster from Rex that gets a 2 count. At this point, I have noted the crowd support for Rex, which was off the charts. It was insane, which goes to either show how good of a face Rex is, or how good of a heel Connor is.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can both take compliments from that. And I am going to mention that we've reviewed Connor Mills a couple of times on this show. I still don't know how he's alive. But yeah, it's very surprising because he took a lot of beatings at the Rev Pro shows.
This is no different here, to be perfectly honest. But not to the same extent, but
yeah,
there's no middle rope pile drivers being hit, but no. So we get a kick to the back from Connor on Rex. We get an exchange of strikes between the two of them. Rex pulls down his straps, so he's getting fired up.
That goes full Kurt Angle.
We get a lariat from Rex to take down Connor. We get a power slam from Rex for 2. He sidesteps a spear from Connor, and Connor goes straight into the corner, so his arm literally bangs against the ring post, and it makes that really sickening sound, the metal on flesh sort of sound. We then get Rex hits a spear of his own, gets 2. Connor hits a rope rebound lariat, which is similar to the Dean Ambrose through the ropes lariat thing.
Yeah.
Followed by a suplex into a kick to the back, which is a signature move for Connor. gets a 2 count from that. We then get corner lariats exchange, so run to the corner, lariat, run to the corner, lariat. Until Rex catches Connor with and hits him with a power slam. We then get Connor with an inside cradle for 2. He then hits a high enziguri in the corner to Rex. And then Connor hits his finisher and gets the 3 count.
Of course he does.
So you are 0-1, my friend.
Human. Absolutely human. As if Connor Mills wins here. He didn't win at Rev Pro, did he?
They won. Did he win on that one? He won that. Yeah, he fought.
Did he win the tag match?
No, not tag match, but he won on that one. I think he fought Deppen, I think it was.
Oh, so he won in the match that I thought he should have been dead in.
No. So that was the first match he had.
It was the tag match where the big move happened.
Yes. And then they fought Aussie Open later on the same night.
Yeah.
And then they lost to and then they lost to Aussie Open, and then they lost to Greedy Souls on night 2.
Yeah.
Because of the heel turn.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yes. Back to this match at hand, or match that ended. This was a very good opener for the crowd. Obviously, I didn't know how over Rex was, but it's clear he's a fan favourite.
Neither did the people who booked it, otherwise he would have won. Not bitter about my prediction at all.
It's just a disclaimer. Frozzy here has literally no idea about the coverage of the shows or the results as we go into it. So it's not a bit. It's just he does not know.
I have not got a clue. This is literally like since we started doing this. A lot of these wrestlers are completely brand new to me, so it's good for me to learn doing things like this as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah. So we moved on to match 2 on the card, which is another guy I'm becoming familiar with now, which is the OJMO against Kieran Lacey.
That's the one. So again, I was very thrown off by this. So obviously Oku was the one who was turned on by Mills.
Yep.
So I assumed OJMO would be the face in this match against a cocky upstart, Kieran Lacey.
Yeah. Which
is why my prediction for the match was Kieran Lacey. Because I assumed OJMO would be in a slump, you know?
Yeah.
So that was my prediction going into the match. Yeah. How about you? What are you saying, OJMO or Kieran Lacey?
Yeah, I'm going to go OJMO, but purely because on the last video we did, I think he lost, and I predicted him. So now I'm sticking with him till he wins.
Saying that, crowd are very behind Kieran Lacey.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I missed a memo or there's something that I'm just not seeing.
Yeah.
But the crowd are very much pro Kieran, and there's a bit of the crowd that are pro OJMO, but it's majority Kieran.
Because reasons.
Well, he's with Mark True, who's also a fan favourite. So they're a team, Teens of Attitude.
Yeah.
So they're a face team in purpose, and I don't know much about them. I saw Mark True last time I was there, but not in tag match. It was against Dan Maloney last time.
Right.
So.
Okay.
You know, swings and roundabouts, you know, bits and pieces here and there. I'm picking up as I learn as I go along. But so we get a distraction from Mark True at ringside on OJMO. We get a roll up from Kieran. 1, 2, kick out. We get a moonsault into a pin from Kieran for 2. We get a roll up from Kieran for 2. We get an enziguri from Kieran. OJMO spills to the outside. He catches Kieran on the outside of a strike, which takes him out momentarily. I then mentioned here that he stalks Kieran on the outside. And then he kicks him in the head. We get a chop from OJMO. We then get a sudden outburst from Kieran on OJMO, but he catches him and then that gets a 2 count. We get a back rake from OJMO. We get a back body drop from Kieran in reply. Get a release suplex on OJMO for 2. We get a high kick from OJMO. We get Kieran recovering with a body slam. He looks at an STF. which transitions to a crossface. Ojemo gets to the ropes. Kieran sends Ojemo to the outside. Hits a knee drop, a knee rope bounce senton. I don't know what it's called, but he basically like springboards to the top rope, controls with the knees, and then sentons off the ropes.
Also, off his knees on the top rope.
Yes,
he does it. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called, but that's how I did it. That's how I wrote it down.
I was going to say that's how you do it. I was like, please send me a video of you doing
it. We get a crossbody on Ojemo for 2. We then get Ojemo back in control at this point, and he hits his amazing frog splash. I've got to say, it's amazing. Like it's like the little split legged as well in midair. It looks great. Yeah. But he hits that for 2. Kieran hits a windmill kick, which wins Ojemo for 2. Ojemo reverses a springboard move and knocks in a half crab. His patented submission hold. That didn't get him against Kanji, but move on.
Yeah.
It's his patented submission move. And he proper locks it in. So if you're familiar with I'm familiar with Mark Haskins.
Yeah.
So his sharpshooter sort of move where he pulls back on the leg.
Yeah.
Ojemo does that with the half crab.
Yeah, because when he did it to Kanji, he pulled her leg right back to her head, didn't he?
Mm-hmm, yeah. So like her foot was like literally on her head.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he does a similar thing with Kieran, and Kieran does hold on, but eventually he taps.
Right.
So Ojemo wins this match.
Yes.
So you are now 1-1.
Yes, 1-1, which is better than 0 and 2.
I am also 1-1 at this point.
Okay, so we're both doing
the other way around because I had Kieran putting off the shock win.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So this was followed up by an OJMO promo, I believe.
That is right. I thought you didn't know about this stuff.
I know things.
But no, he just cuts a promo beforehand because before the arrangement of this card, we were meant to have 6 matches and a promo from Ojemo, so you weren't meant to be wrestling. So they've done this match and then added the promo on afterwards. He basically just talks about his history, how Destination Everywhere formed, how he feels alone because Oishin Delaney and Charlie Carter, who are the NIC part of the group, both announced their retirement from wrestling.
Right. And
Conor Mills obviously did what he did.
Yeah.
So Ojemo feels alone. He's sad. He's depressed. He says that. He says that because it's the most significant death in British history for a good while, that he wants a 10-bell salute for the death of Destination Everywhere.
A very, very poorly reference to the Queen there, yes. I believe.
Yes. Obviously the crowd are having none of this. Yeah. And it don't happen, basically.
Please tell me they broke out with God Save the King.
They did not.
Oh.
But that was the end of that bit, and Ojemo leaves in a huff.
Yeah, as a heel would.
Yes.
So, but yes, so we followed that up then with a women's match, which was Laura Di Matteo, who we recently reviewed again, and Sky Smithson.
Yes. Sky, I think, is new to you in regards to reviewing.
Yeah, in terms of reviewing, yeah, I've heard the name.
Yeah, we reviewed her match with where me and Ray did at Progress 141. Yeah. So, yeah, she's not new to the channel. Neither woman is. No. Anyway, the match starts off with a crowd chant off. Right. So we get Laura chants and Sky chants. Sitting next to me must have been Sky Smithson's #1 fans, because it was ridiculous the amount of noise I was getting to my right side.
Yeah.
But Match starts off with an instant wrist lock from Laura. We get a takedown and work on the limb. We get Smithson who recovers and jabs Laura in the ribs in the corner. We get a corner strike avoided by Laura, who brings Sky down with an arm drag. We get a sliding lariat from Laura. We get a delayed suplex from Sky. That gets a 2 count. Sky then hits a drop kick as per fan request. And gets a 2 count. I'm not lying, there's a kid at the end of the row saying like, do a drop kick. And then Sky goes, sorry Lord, they asked for it. And then drop kick. We get a leg DDT from Sky. We get a fisherman suplex from Laura. Laura fights out of a bear hug, but is caught by Lariat, and that gets a 2 count. Didn't ask a prediction before I go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go for Sky Smithson.
Okay. Laura hits a series of lariats and a tilt-a-whirl hurricane runner, followed by super kicks and a face crusher, which gets a 2 count. Sky hits a gut wrench power bomb for 2. Laura hits another face crusher for 2. We get a sidewalk slam for 2. And Laura hits a tombstone pile driver. And that gets the 3 count.
Of course it does. No, Laura Di Matteo. No.
Yes, Laura Di Matteo. She gave me a high five. Yes, Laura Di Matteo. I think she looked at me and was like, are you with these lot? Because they're all Sky fans. Yeah. And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, high five.
Nice.
Yes.
But a solid match overall.
Yes. Yeah, very good match. And a nice way to end the first half.
Moving on then to the second half, where DP hasn't had a snack or a drink.
I'm starving at this point.
We move on to tag team action, which is Fabio Romano and Claudia Bradstone against Harry Sefton and Tommy Kyle.
That is correct. So this is something I dubbed as an international affair. Because Fabio is Italian and Claudia is Portuguese. Start things off, Tommy Kyle talks to the audience. Tommy Kyle is like, probably, if I had to guess, 6 foot. And Fabio is shorter than me. I'm 5'8". He says he's probably like 5'6". He says how the competition in this match doesn't measure up, while pointing out to the crowd that he's much taller than Fabio.
Yeah.
But of course Fabio he takes none of this with some fast offense to Tommy. We get a Lufez press on Tommy, and I thought, I've not seen a Lufez press, I don't think, ever at a live show. My first thought was like, really?
Yeah. Did he do the Austin, stay on him and start like jamming him?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Nice.
And then they got a beer from the crowd, and was like,
yeah.
But no, Claudia tags in, as does Harry. Claudia is all over Harry at this point. Hard strikes, submission holds, like working holds. We get a corner hurricane runner for Claudia on Harry. Tommy tags in with a blind tag and hits a dropkick on Claudia. Claudia goes back to Fabio, who works a little bit on Tommy, but Tommy is able to basically take over. Harry comes in and works on Fabio as well. So we get regular attacking between the heels of the match. And I keep forgetting, who do you think's going to win the match before I go ahead?
Oh, I would have gone with Sefton and Kyle.
Okay. So as I said, Harry comes in and he works on Fabio alongside Tommy. And Fabio, Tommy tags back to Harry. We get a hot tag from Fabio onto Claudia. Claudia smash. And then Claudia is able to take down Harry on the apron and hits a finisher on Tommy for the win.
I don't like these people.
You are now 1-3.
Yes, 1-4, isn't it?
This is the fourth match.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. No,
There's two.
I can't.
There's two left. So best you can do is tie even.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll be honest. That's probably not going to happen. But so solid match overall.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Again, as someone who I want to say them like it's about half and half of most of the people on this show that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Or like half and half. Sorry, as I said. These four people were people. Well, Tommy Carr I knew, but the other three were people I was not familiar with whatsoever.
Yeah.
So they all impressed in different ways. Fabio is enthusiastic, he's very cocky, but he's also it's a fresh kind of cockiness. It's all like Enzo Amore.
Right.
In a similar sort of thing to that.
Thank you for that. If he watches this, he will not thank you for that.
No, I mean like initial Enzo Amore, not nowadays.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't mean real life Enzo.
It's in a similar vein to that. But and Claudia is just very good with her hard strikes. She's very much a hard hitter. So in a similar regard to someone else on the show earlier, Sky Smithson.
Yeah.
Very hard hitter. Working holds is very good as well. Like I'm just impressed by the international talent that they had on this show. Really.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. When it comes to hard hitters as well, like you said, you compared it to Sky. Like put them in a singles match. Sounds like it'd be great.
It would, yeah, assuming that David can get Claudia on for another show.
Yeah, exactly. But there's I love matches like that where it's just hard hitting. That's why I was so in love with Sheamus and Gunther. Anything that's absolutely beating the shit out of each other is absolutely fine. Which then brings us on to the penultimate match on the card, which is Eddie Dennis against Nino Bryant. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say Eddie Dennis.
Okay. So, this is a match between two faces. The crowd loves both of them a lot. By now, if you don't know Eddie Dennis's theme, you probably will never know it. But it's the same one, Party Hard theme. He comes out, dances. Nino's more serious, I guess, about things.
Yeah.
So the match starts off with Eddie throwing Nino across the ring. We get a test of strength. Nino does not have the same amount of strength as Eddie Dennis, and he just suffers for it a lot.
Yeah.
We get an arm lock from Eddie. We get a drop kick from Nino, but that doesn't do much to Eddie. We got here what I described as a tilt-a-well Hurricane Runner from Nino. So he does the whole tilt-a-well and then does it again.
Again, yeah.
And then again, I believe, before hitting Hurricane Runner on Eddie.
Yeah.
We get a fake suicide dive from Nino, which catches Eddie he's like, oh, you thought you got me, but no, you didn't. And then Nino proceeds to springboard onto Eddie on the other side of the ring. We get back into the ring. Eddie's able to take control at this point with a boot. He works on Nino's arms and hands. We get an arm trapped leg lock from Eddie, which I thought was quite unique. Like he had both arms sort of trapped, and he's pulling on the leg as well. I thought it's very, very unique. I don't think I've seen that before.
No, inventive.
Yeah, exactly. We get a body slam from Eddie for a 2 count, which I believe was the first count of the match at this point, and we're about I don't know the time, maybe about halfway into the match.
Yeah.
Eddie stomps on Nino's head. Nino tries to fight back with strikes. Doesn't work out that much. Eddie attempts a top rope razor's edge, which is then counted into a Hurricane Runner from Nino. Nino catches Eddie with an enziguri. Eddie misses a strike and is caught by a crossbody from Nino for 2. Eddie hits a razor's edge for 2. Nino hits a tilt-a-whirl DDT on the floor outside the ring. Nino then proceeds to hit a springboard moonsault on Eddie for 2. He then proceeds to hit a move off the ropes for 2. I didn't get the name of this move. He just wrote a move. We get a superplex from Eddie. Only gets a 1 count. Eddie is shocked at this point, like what? And
Yeah, like he's been getting 2 counts off other moves. So like he should be being worn down, and he should be at least getting 2 counts. Now 1 count shouldn't be a factor in this match after a certain amount.
yeah, he's fired up though, Nino, at this point. So after the 2 bits, he's fired up. But Eddie is having none of it, and he gets ready to look him into another razor's edge. He gets him up, and it's countered into a sunset flip. Nino pins him with a sunset flip. 1, 2, 3.
As if.
If anything, this also very much surprised me. But Nino Bryant defeats Eddie Dennis.
Yep, that's disappointing. No, to be fair, it sounds like a really good match. From a prediction standpoint, very disappointing. But, I suppose when you're a name like Eddie Dennis as well, and you're Nino Bryant, who maybe not so familiar, getting a win like that helps.
Absolutely, yeah. If I had to guess, that was all Eddie's plan as well.
Yeah, just to get someone else over.
Exactly. Like, it helps to get more recognition on the younger names in the business as well. Especially with someone like Eddie, who's had, countless years in the business.
Yeah. So he's paying it back a little bit, getting someone new over, which is fair play, which is what should be happening. So the whole point of what's going on at the minute with Brit Rest is to get people and get the scene back to where it was before everything that happened.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to build new stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's fair play.
Post-match, Eddie is very annoyed by the result. He does push Nino, like in a sort of like get away from me, but eventually they hug it out.
Yeah.
So all's fair in love and war.
The mark of respect, like I'm annoyed that you got me, but you got me.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, which is fine. No, that's good. So this leads us into the main event, which is for the Purpose Wrestling Championship, which is Jordan Breaks against RJ Singh.
Yes. So Jordan Breaks champion, defending as RJ Singh. Who are you going for?
I think champion retains.
Bear in mind you're 1-4.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me.
Okay. So you're saying Breaks retains?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we get an immediate arm lock when the bell rings from Jordan, but RJ runs to the ropes to break it up. I should point out as well that there's 2 Jordans in this match. There's Jordan Breaks champion and also Jordan Saeed, who's accompanying RJ Singh to the ring.
Right. Okay.
So I'll probably just say Saeed if I mention Saeed.
Yeah.
So Saeed gets on the apron.
I mentioned Saeed. Very next word, Saeed.
Allows RJ to take the advantage of the match. RJ throws Jordan to the outside of the ring and plays to the crowd, who are calling him an old man. Because, for those who don't know, RJ Singh has over 20 years in the business. So he looks younger than he is.
Yeah. I was going to say, he doesn't look that old in his picture. I'll be honest.
Yeah, he definitely looks good for his age. But RJ misses a strike to the post and hits his arm on it. Jordan takes control of the match and works on RJ's hand and arm. We get a backslide pin for 2 from Jordan. We get a La Magistral pin from Jordan for 2. We get a power slam from Jordan for 2. RJ is able to throw Jordan into the corner. Saeed chokes out Jordan with a towel behind the ref's back. We get a camel clutch from RJ. Jordan lifts him while still in the camel clutch, slams him into the corner, but RJ continues to pull on the chin. Jordan's able to counter it into an armbar and a wrist lock again. We get a European clutch pin, which is, for reference, my favorite pin in wrestling. The European clutch pin for 2. We get a reverse DDT from Jordan. We get a DDT attempted by RJ, but Jordan breaks out of it. We get RJ hits a Samoan splash for 2. RJ attempts another DDT. Doesn't work out, and RJ basically spears Jordan instead after a bit of separation. That gets another 2 count. We get a wrist lock from Jordan Sai causes distraction, and RJ attempts to use the belt but misses. The ref is distracted, and RJ low blows Jordan. A bit later, RJ accidentally takes out Saeed. Jordan locks in his finishing wrist lock, which is like an arm, but still sort of a leg trapped like wrist lock.
Right. Okay.
He locks that in, and RJ almost taps immediately. So Jordan Breaks is still your champion, retaining.
Back on form. Back on form. That's what we like to see.
Calm down, you're 2-4.
I got the first and the last match right, which, as we've discussed many times on this podcast, are the most important matches. So,
you're on brand. You're on brand.
I know the important stuff. No, but overall, good match, yeah.
Yes, very good match. So, at the first show I was at Purpose, which was back in August, I was against Jordan Breaks because I wanted Conor Mills to win.
Yeah.
But this time I was fully on Jordan Breaks' side after seeing what he can do.
Yeah.
So he very much reminds me of an English style wrestler.
Right.
So like like you've seen like the old footage of like old British wrestling, like the technical style. Like I'm a sucker for technical wrestlers.
Yeah.
And Jordan Breaks is very much that.
Fair. No. Well, yeah, so it sounds like a solid match and a solid night overall.
Yeah, absolutely, it was.
Yeah. So I don't need to ask about the welcoming atmosphere at Purpose, as like we said, you've literally just alluded to that you've been to Purpose shows before. So we knew what you were getting when you were going in, and even though, say, compared to the last card you went to, you didn't know as many people on there, the show still did enough to feel like if this was the card again, I'd go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it was the exact same card, I don't think I'd be that.
No, you know what I mean. If the same names were on the card, maybe in different.
Oh
matches,
yeah.
It wouldn't put you off going.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
But like, yeah, I'm not the sort of person who'll go in something thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a lackluster show or something because I don't know this person. Like, I'm more someone who's like, you know what, I don't know them. I can learn from this experience and see how they are, and how they interact with fans, and what's their in-ring style. Do they have a character that they work on, or they just or they're just there to wrestle?
Yeah,
like to me, like there's a whole bunch of factors you can learn from new wrestlers that you don't see regularly.
Absolutely. So, in terms of what I would say, taking away from these reviews since we've been doing them and having watched yours and rates as well, that there's a lot of good stuff going on in the Brit Rest scene at the minute, and I would encourage anyone to go to these shows. So, Coliseum have got shows coming up. Purpose will have more shows on. Royal Quest is coming up soon that you're attending for stupid amounts of money. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of wrestling to see. Rate's obviously going to be going to kamikaze shows when they're on and stuff like that. So there's a lot in the Brit Rest scene at the minute.
Yeah,
absolutely go and check it out. We've got some talented people that we're reviewing weekly. So go and follow them, check them out, follow us. We're trying to get to as many shows as we can. But that brings to an end today's recording for Purpose Wrestling. Have you got anything you want to add, DP?
Just a shout out to Purpose, really, for putting on another fantastic show, and for putting on. Yeah. Sometimes like a second show that you go to for a company might not live up to the first show you went to.
Yeah,
this lives up to it. Despite having people on the card that I didn't know.
Yeah.
It delivered on all fronts.
Yeah.
So shout out to Purpose, shout out to David Francisco, who is the owner of Purpose. Shout out to Chris Hatch, as well, who was the host for the night. Yeah. Who did a fantastic job of keeping F1 entertained. But the raffle was fixed, and F1 there knows it.
Yeah. I've got no idea what you're on about. So yeah, it's the raffle was fixed. Everyone, that's all we need to know about that. I'm sure if anyone catches that particular bit of this video, someone will reach out. And I would encourage all interaction with not only our YouTube channel, but in the channels below, in the description, we have each of our Twitter handles, which mine has now been updated. Mine is at Frozzy, HCW. DP's is at Deepweezy. Our Twitter channel for the show itself is at HCW Show. We have Rate Wrestle as well, who are at Rate Wrestle. Give us all a follow. Interact with our tweets. We tweet about wrestling daily. DP especially more when he goes to shows. He'll do live tweeting from the Twitter account. And we've got the Discord, which you can join in the description below as well, where we talk a lot about wrestling, football, maybe not so much DP talking about football, but we just generally talk a lot of crap. But it's a nice environment for people just to escape, just have a bit of a talk and a bit of a chill. But yeah, we're available on all those channels. So like, favorite, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, comment if there's anything you do and don't like. Any feedback is welcome. But that'll be goodbye from me and goodbye from DP, and we'll catch you on the next one.